my mindful adventures. Are you ready for your weekly dose of the blog post? This week we're talking about manifestation. All month we've been talking about the unknown. This is probably one of the biggest unknowns because a lot of people don't know what manifestation is. Some people manifest and they don't even know what they're doing. So we're gonna break it down in this video. I haven't really done any of the like major research that I'm gonna do for the blog post. I usually film these before I do the blog post to like get all my ideas flowing and everything, and then I go write the blog post. Doing it vice versa is actually really nice too, but I always tend to just like film before I write the blog. It's just, I don't know. That's what I do. So just letting you guys know that. So there's not gonna be a lot of scientific stuff in here. We're gonna talk about some scientific things like the reticular activating system, which is like really fucking cool, and something that is always working whether you like it too or not. So we're gonna talk about that too. But anyway, yeah, so we're talking about manifestation, the science, the science behind the biological sciences behind it, because I really truly believe like our minds are powerful things. We are powerful beings. We're able to create from almost nothing. Like we're able to create something. We can't make materials from nothing, but with the materials that we do have, we can basically make something that doesn't even look like the original product. So we are very powerful. We are very powerful beings, and we're also able to like do things with our minds, like really think. And I know it sounds crazy, but stick with me. Again, if you want more in-depth information, I didn't say it again because I never even said it yet, but if you want more in-depth information, you can go check it out down below in the description. You can see the blog post title. It'll be the first link down below. It says the title is From Doubt to Co-Creation, the Science to Live Your Best Life, because it really is a science to live your best life. Like honestly, if you're not living a life like to your best ability, to your best ability, if you're not living, okay. All right, if you're not living your best life, then like why wouldn't you want to like try to do something different? Like why try to like make it better, or try to do something? Like what do you got to lose if you're not living your best life? You know what I mean? Because obviously you're not happy with your life, so why not try something different, try something new, try something different. Okay, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. So I'm just gonna throw that out. I'm throwing shots. Hey man, if you're here and you feel like I'm calling you out, you're here for a reason. Like just stick around. Like we gonna help. We gonna help you. I'm gonna help you. We gonna help you. I don't know. I feel like I be channeling when I'm talking to you guys sometimes, because sometimes these don't make any sense to me like while I'm talking, but then after I go watch it, I'm like, oh wow, spit. So yes, speaking that truth. All right. 3 minutes of your guys' time. Okay. So yeah, we're talking about like, have you ever like, so we're talking about manifesting, have you ever tried to like manifest something and like failed, and like you're like, oh, if I like think positive about something, or I think about something all the time, like it's gonna happen, like well, that's only part of it. That's not the whole thing. Like there's actually a science behind it. We're gonna dive into that. I know I said we're not gonna really talk about much about science, but I know some things already, and I'm just excited to read these articles because like a lot of them are like recent, and I'm like excited that they're recent articles. It means that there's been some new, because like we have technology and theories and things are always evolving, but shit that came out this year probably written last 2 years, because papers don't really get approved that fast in scientific journals. If you didn't know, now you know. But yeah, usually it's like the year before for the journal. They make sure it's all together. Unlike me, I get it done the night before. Anyway, yeah, say shots fired at myself. All right, you got. We're all in a safe place. We're in a safe place together. I promise you guys. Okay, so like I said, it's not magic, it's not, this is actually like a science. It's not woo woo. Like there's like, you're missing like foundational like steps when you're trying to manifest. It's not just positive thinking. It's not just thinking about the thing and expecting it to happen. That's a real core thing. If you're already doing that, thinking about something and expecting it to happen, you're already on your step to manifesting. And yes, you can manifest good and bad things. Like you, you can manifest some fucking shit. You know, you can manifest some real bad shit. You could also manifest some real amazing shit. So it's all about intentionality and your mindset and what you're trying to, like, um go for. We're gonna dive into it. I was about to jump ahead. Okay, so basically, manifestation is like applying. Like I said, it's about being focused. You gotta be focused. You gotta be like, it's about a mindset thing, and it's also a neurological like clarity. Like it's a neurological like thing. It's a neurological process. Okay, because like I said earlier, the reticular activating system, you're like, what the fuck is that? That sounds weird. It's okay, it's something that happens in your brain. It's a brain function. It is a natural phenomenon. It's been happening for thousands of years within our brains. More than tens of thousands, hundreds, I don't know how, hundreds of thousands. I don't remember when Homo sapien was first like sapient. I'm just kidding. But like seriously, I don't know. So but hundreds of thousands, tens, I don't know, but our brains have been doing it for like a very long time. A lot of creatures do this. Like it's not just us. um but like the reticular activating system basically filters like information, like what gets prioritized. So like if you're like, okay, think of it this way. So this is how the reticular activating system, I don't know if you've heard this analogy before. I love this analogy. It's a great analogy that people use for this, but also use it for other things. But let's say you're in a car, right? There's you and two of your other buddies in the car, and you guys are driving, right? And you guys are driving down the road. The person in the passenger seat really has to fucking pee. Um, and the person in the back seat really wants food. And you are looking at your thing and you're like, fuck, we really need to get gas. And you're seeing all the gas stations. This person next to you is seeing all the bathrooms. The person behind you seeing all the food. You guys are all like in your own little world. You're not even thinking about the other stuff. Like you're not thinking about, oh, like dude has to go to the bathroom. I mean, like unless they told you. If they're not, if they have, if you're a mindful person. But I'm just saying, let's just like that's like the reticular activating system in play, and it doesn't just happen for like those short bursts of things. It happens for a lot of things. If you believe something, like if you believe that the whole world is shit, all you're gonna see is shit. If you believe the whole world is good, then all you're gonna see is good. Of course we live in duality, so you're gonna see both, but you're more likely to see the good if you're focused on the good, and more likely to see the bad if you're focused on the bad. See, so there's like a spectrum. I did There's a spectrum to this shit. It's not just black or white. The world is not black and white. It's never been. I'm gonna keep saying you got tell you saying you. I'm gonna keep telling you guys. I'm gonna keep telling you guys like the world is a dichotomy. Like there's both sides to it. Like it's not just one side for one thing, one side for another thing. Like it's a mixture of everything. Like everything is happening all at once. Everything's happening and it's not happening at the same time. I don't know if I'm gonna get into that later, but yes. So basically, just letting you know, like that's the unknown. That's the unknown part of living because we don't. Everything's happening, but everything's not happening. You know what I mean? Like things are happening for everybody else, and things are not happening for us. But things are happening for us, and things are not happening for everyone else. Like it's a thing. It's a thing. But anyway, yeah, your reticular activating system, literally just reticular activating system. Maybe I should put it on the. Uh, if I put it on the screen, I'll have put it on there beforehand. Maybe I'll put it here too. I don't know. I'll just have a flash on the screen now. The whole time. Ridiculous. I was just kidding. Future Jamila, do what you will with that section. I probably won't cut it. You probably will. I probably won't. Anyway, yeah. So the reticular activating system, like I said, it like filters out things like it filters out like what you believe. It filters in what you believe, filters out what you don't believe, what you focus on. So it's really important to like use this when we're trying to manifest. Okay, so the first thing, the second thing I want to talk to you guys is the 4 pillars. Oh, yeah. The four pillars of co-creation. Sorry, I wrote it down and I realized that the fourth pillar is literally what I'm talking about, and like we've been building up. Like the last 3 weeks, I've been wanting to talk about manifestation, and this month, like with the unknown, like I wanted to lead the manifestation because that's like one of, besides obviously death, but that's like one of the biggest unknowns we got, like manifestation, because you don't know if like what you're doing, like, you don't know until it happens, right? You don't know until it happens, unless you have like inklings, feelings, you know, you have connections or something to the other side. Like, another thing I want to dial back, that'll be later in the video. If you stay to the end, then you'll know what I was trying to talk about. Because this video is also kind of like a timestamp for me. Anyway, yeah. So let's start with like this month. Like I said, we talked about the unknowns. The first week, we talked about self-trust and like ourselves and like accepting ourselves, our shadow selves, like all of us, so that we can be whole within ourselves, because no one can make us whole. No one is going to make you whole. You have to make yourself whole. And by you do that by accepting all parts of yourself. Of course, you know, if there's things that you can change, you know, like go ahead and do that. But realize that it's not going to happen overnight. Love yourself. Be compassionate. Don't force yourself to do shit you can't do. Like, don't 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 put 2 days of work into one day and expecting it all to get done in a timely manner, unless the 2 days of work, I'm burping like crazy, unless the 2 days of work is like 2 hours worth of work or something. I don't know, but don't don't expect all the shit to get done at once. It's just not gonna happen. It's not possible. Like it takes a while to change your beliefs and change your mindset and to do those things. And when you're able to accept all parts of yourself, and you're able to accept sorry, I feel like Bear's being like blocked. Anyway, when you're able to accept I should put this here. When you're able to accept all parts of yourself, and you're able to integrate parts of yourself that you deem unacceptable, and really work with it and really see where it comes from, see how you can use it to better your life. Because some of these things, like, you might think like oh, like anger might be, I'm just going to stick with anger. You might think anger is like a real setback. You might think that it's something that's holding you back. But in reality, it can also be one of your strengths. It could be something that can help you, like, especially if you need to, like, okay, anger, let me dial it back, because I was going somewhere with it, and now I'm like, I don't think that's where I should be going. But you can use anger. Like, when I was a kid, I think I need to dial it back because I need to talk about myself here. When I was a kid, I had like really bad anger problems. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be angry at everything and everyone, and it wasn't like very apparent to everybody, because I was really good at hiding that, and really good at like not showing my emotions and things of that nature to people, to like make them think or worry about me. So, but I had a lot of anger. I had a lot of anger in my body, in my heart. Like, I was really upset. You know, I was really mad about a lot of things, just all kinds of things, and some of them, they're not even like that crazy. But I thought to myself, there's got to be like a good, like, because you know, righteous anger. If you're Christian, or if you grew up in I don't know about any other. I've never read any other like really sat down and read other like religious texts, but righteous anger. Well, it's also like a term in psychology, and I can't remember what it's called. But basically, when you're angry for like a righteous cause, or you're angry for like a good reason. I'm not saying like every time you're angry it's a horrible, stupid reason. No, no, no. I'm saying like when you're angry for like maybe the way someone's been treating you, or someone has been treated, or angry because you know, you've been stepped on too many times, and that's understandable to get angry for that. Like, you crashing out is understandable. At the same time, like, of course, you know, there's healthy ways to handle your emotions if you're not abusing the other person. Especially if you get angry and you like to yell at people, then you know, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, it is like you can be angry, and when you use that anger in like a positive channel, when you're using it to like fuel like a passion, or using it to fuel something. And I'm not saying like toxic anger where you're like I'm not talking about the type of anger I was like when I was angry at everything. There wasn't really much of a specific reason, and I think that's one of the main reasons why it dropped off of me so fast. Like, I'm not as angry as I used to be, but I also was going through a lot of things, and there was a lot of things that were happening that I just didn't understand. And once I started to understand, it wasn't as bad. But I'm saying, like, you can use some of the shadow aspects of yourself. Maybe you're like jealous of somebody, but like, instead of like being like getting wrapped up in like, why am I jealous? Why do I feel ill about this other person? Why do I feel this way about this person when I should be happy for them or whatever? Well, instead you can use that jealousy to like not actually like be jealous, like the righteous anger, but use that jealousy instead to figure out what it is that you want in your life, because you can use that to figure out, oh, actually I'm not upset, well, yeah, I'm upset about this person having X, Y, and Z because I want to have X, Y, and Z, but how do I achieve X, Y, and Z in a way that's like healthy, in a way that's not destructive for me? Like I'm not going out of my way to do something that they have, like something that someone else wants exactly the way they have it because they have it, like just because that person has it, not because it's something that I really truly want deep down inside, like that nature. Because like, you know, a lot of these emotions really just help you like gauge things and figure out where your boundaries are and what like you want in your life, like what you truly want in your life. So don't shy away from your negative emotions, all right? And we talked about on the week one. I'll have that the little tag to card. They call them cards. I'll have it up here so you can click it on the video, and then of course I'll have the blog post listed down below. So that'll be underneath the next one. I'm just gonna have all the other blog posts down below, so you guys will have access to that, and the cards will be up when I talk about each one, so you guys can click that, go straight to the video. In the description for the video, you can get to the blog post, or if you just want to get to the blog post, read that, you know, because like these are long videos. I'm not gonna lie. You can just go to the blog post and read it. So anyway, so the next pillar is action. Like taking action. Like even though you maybe full of doubt, or maybe that you're scared. You know, doing something even when you're scared. Like I've told you guys, like you gotta do it. You gotta do the thing, even if it makes your legs shake. It maybe makes your voice shake, makes you quiver, maybe you start sweating profusely. Okay, I know this might be a little TMI, but when I talk to specific people, I don't know, like, and I don't know if it's specific people. I don't know. When I talk to people who I don't really know, it didn't happen this last time. I just realized I'm so proud of myself right now. For some reason, like the last like 4 years, I want to say the last 4 years, when I talk to people, specifically people, who like I don't want to look like an idiot in front of, you know what I mean? Like people, I'm not trying to impress them, but I'm just not trying to look stupid. like I don't know. I'm trying too hard. But what I would do is I would start to sweat. I mean, like this, I'd be sweaty here, like I'd be like dripping. I mean, like pouring down sweat. I don't know why. I'm so proud of myself though, because like the other day I did go and talk to people, some art people that I was like getting advice from and learning from. I'm about to cry right now because I didn't realize this until just now. Like I was not sweating profusely. It wasn't even like cold, that it was cool, but it wasn't like so cool that like I'm like shivering. Oh my god, it's cold. No, it was like it was decently warm outside. So like honestly, like, and I didn't sweat. I'm so proud of myself. I'm just so proud of myself. I just realized that. I'm so proud of myself. I didn't sweat profusely. I did sweat a little bit when I was in that room though, but it was kind of hot. Like I felt hot. I didn't feel like I was sweating because of like nervousness. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that. I used to sweat like really bad when I used to talk to people, right? And I didn't know why, and it would make me nervous to talk to people because like I didn't want them to see like this pit stain getting bigger and bigger, and like I got titty stain and I'm just sweating. Like that's embarrassing as fuck. I'm just standing there talking to you and I'm sweating bullets. To me it's embarrassing because it's like I'm not working out, it's not hot in here, we're just talking and I'm sweating. Like what is wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with me. Again, the shadow aspect. I had to accept that this is just something that I have to deal with, and I accepted it. You know, I accepted it. But it's funny how I just realized I didn't have to. Okay, celebrate yourself. All right. If anything, just when you see that, when you saw that, when you experience that, celebrate yourself, because when you celebrate yourself, it feels good. It feels good to embrace and celebrate yourself, especially when you do something and you're like, oh my god, I didn't realize that I'm, you know, okay. Whew. But anyway, what I'm saying is like stepping out of your comfort zone, doing the things that you need to do. Like say like maybe you have like maybe you like make music, maybe or you do some kind of creative endeavor. and you've been doing this for a long time, like how I do my art, and you've been doing this for a long time, but you don't really show like the world at large. Like you show your friends and family, but you don't really show everybody. You want to make money off of it, but you don't show nobody. You get where I'm going. Like you got to put yourself out there. Like I know a lot of like I don't know them personally, but I've seen a lot of people who are like I made a mixtape or I made this. Like you should go check me out on Instagram. Like you should check me out here. Like they're putting themselves out there. They're doing that thing. And if you're like a shy person like me, I'm shy when it comes to new people. But like people who know me, I talk like this on these videos. Like I'd be like running my mouth. Like I'll be talking, but I get nervous around people I don't know. I just do. I've been like that ever since I was a child. I mean, like since I was like little. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I think it's because like I'm checking them out. I'm just seeing like not to be rude, but I'm seeing if they're worth my time. Because like I'm not gonna sit here and talk to you if you're just gonna irritate me while I'm talking to you. That's just not worth my time. I don't want to be irritated while I'm talking to people. But anywho, but like I was a child, so I don't know. I don't know where it stems from. But I mean, like I mean, like 3, like 2, like child, like not not like oh I was like 17, I was like 14. No, I was like baby, like little Jamila. Um, as little as I could be. I was always taller than everybody. Anyway, not everybody, but taller than my peers. I should say. I think I was in the 80th or 70th percentile or something like that, above everybody. So like I've always been a big person. um, I'm 10. I'm 10'11". I'm 5'10" is what I was trying to say. If you want to know how tall I was. But anyway, yeah, you gotta like step out of your comfort zone sometimes, like, especially if you're trying to get your stuff out there. You gotta talk to people. You gotta show them your work. You gotta have them listen to your stuff. You gotta like, put yourself out there. You gotta like do the thing because you never know when you're gonna run into that person that sees the potential and wants to take that risk, that wants to like invest and wants to help you grow. You never know. You just don't know. Like I know that I will be meeting someone or something, something. It's weird. Why would I be meeting a thing? Meeting a person soon that also believes in me. And this is why I was talking about the timestamp thing. Like this video, not only am I really proud of myself for talking and not sweating like crazy the other night, I'm also proud of myself because like I am certain that I'm going to meet this person soon. Or whether it be next week, next month, or a couple months from now, like I'm meeting this person soon. I know I am. I can feel it. And it's kind of scary me telling you guys this. Again, I'm doing something out of my comfort zone. I'm declaring it to the world. I'm putting it on the internet. If this video goes viral, millions of people will see this video and be like, damn, she really put herself out there. And guess what? It's gonna happen. I'm certain of it. Because that's another thing. That's the next week. Pillar 3, non-attachment, week 3. We don't attach ourselves to certain outcomes. Be certain, but be certain that what's going to happen is going to be good for you. It's going to be in your best interest. The world, the world, the creator, the universe, God, however you identify or associate with divinity, they want the best for you. They don't want you to suffer. They don't want you to like fucking be miserable. They don't want you to be poor, broke, and what is it called? But poor, busted, and disgusted, or some shit like that. Like they don't want you. They don't want you like. They don't want you to be in the fucking pits in the slums. Fucking. They don't want you like. They don't want you struggling, wading through the thick ass mud. They don't want you like. They don't want that for you. They don't. They really, 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 really don't. They want you to have the best life possible. So be certain that the thing that you want is going to happen. And it might not happen exactly the way you want. And this is why I'm about to jump into like the meat and potatoes, the meat and potatoes of the non-attachment. It's not just about being certain that what's going to happen, like what you want is going to happen, but also like letting go of specific outcomes. Because let's say, because like the thing is here is like you can manifest items, you can manifest an object or a person, depending. But the people thing, it's a little bit because people are, we have free will. I was thinking about free will next month. I'm excited about that. But anyway, um but that's dependent on two people, you and the other person, not just one person. So when you The gnats. The buzz. See the gnats. They're everywhere. But anyway, I'm just gonna assume that gnat is a good omen. Like gnat. I don't know. That's just gonna be good. I believe it's good. Yes. But like having like being like it's important. Yes, you can. Like I said, you can manifest specific things, physical things, and you can also. I'm gonna have Bear hold this for a second. Hopefully, my stomach doesn't do a thing. It's been like growling all day. Um, you can manifest specific things, right? And you can manifest like physical things. But the thing that you really should be trying to manifest is not a physical thing, but a way of like feeling, a way of feeling. Sounds weird. Is like how you feel. There we go. You should be manifesting how you feel. Hey, don't get grossed out. This is my water bottle. If you're gonna get grossed out, you have your own water bottle. Anyway. Oh, that's so much easier to drink. I was struggling earlier. I was like, you know, because it was like on the bottom of the thing. Okay. Yes, but you want to like focus on how you want that thing to make you feel. Like you want to like let's say you know you'd show up to work or show up to places or parties or whatever events. You know you'd show up on top of your game if you showed up in a Lamborghini. I don't know the specific trims, but let's say you like a Lamborghini is gonna make me feel like the shit when I pull up to X, Y, and Z place, right? And instead of focusing on the Lamborghini, you focus on the way that you want to feel, how that thing is going to make you feel, how that thing is going to provide you emotionally. So when you focus on that, you focus on like the thing, like I said, how you feel, and instead of and instead of obsessing over the object itself, like the Lamborghini, you obsess over how you want to feel, and then every single day you find something, someone, some activity, experience, or whatever you can put into your day that provides you with that feeling. And when you add that to your life, when you're adding those things into your life that when you're adding those things into your life that bring you that feeling, it it opens you up to the possibility that what you want might look a little different, because when you receive the thing, because it might not be a Lamborghini, maybe what the thing you needed, or the thing, or maybe it wasn't that you needed a Lamborghini, maybe it was like you needed a different vehicle, but it wasn't like until you realize like actually I really like this color, I actually like this Audi really makes me feel, you know what I mean? Like it's not, you're not getting tied up on the physical aspect. It could be something different. I mean, of course, I could be, talking to somebody like, oh, I only drive on me, but just like knowing like how you want to feel though, like that's the most important thing. It's not obsessing over the actual item itself, or the thing itself, or the outcome. It's obsessing over what you want, how you want it to make you feel. Because when you get to a point where you feel that way, even without that object, that's when it comes in. That's when the manifestation starts to happen. That was for somebody. Somebody needed to hear that, okay? When you focus on the way you feel and you start to feel that way, that's when the manifestation starts to happen. That's when that thing comes into your life, because the universe is like, oh, they don't need it anymore, so I'm gonna give it to them. And they usually give you something way better than what it is that you wanted in the first place. Come on, man. I was just fixing my hair and you fly in my eye. Stop. Yeah, so that's when the manifestation comes in, and that's like that's that fourth step. That's that final step. So we're gonna since we focused on loving ourselves, we focused on taking steps, small steps, intentional steps, moving even when you're still afraid. Just I didn't stress like little bit by little bit. You do not need to take giant steps, giant leaps. You do not need to do that. Take little steps at a time. Sometimes the steps might feel like you're going backwards, but you're constantly moving forward, only because progress is a cyclical pattern. honestly, it's more than just a cyclical pattern. It's also a spiral. It's probably an what is it, an Anubis strip or omnibus, whatever the fuck it is, the strip that basically doesn't have a fucking edge. No, there's no edge to it. A Mobius strip. There we go. It's in a basically life is in a Mobius strip. It's forever like fucking looping and doing shit on its own. But there is no end to it. It just keeps going. It's like a cycle. But anywho, but we're taking small steps, like because sometimes you might take a step and then like you find like, oh, that was not the step I needed to take, but now you know that was something you needed to take. And then also at the same time, when you took that step, you learned something very critical, that if you do this thing, this is the outcome that's most likely going to happen. Like I said, when you do things repeatedly over and over again, that's a sign of insanity. So instead of doing that thing over and over again that kept bringing you that shit experience, then we moved to something different. And then, like I said, the last one, non-attachment. You're not attaching to a specific outcome. When you detach from a specific outcome, it opens you up for opportunities for something that might be better than what it is you originally wanted. It might open, it will, no, it might not, it will. I am certain that it will open your mind up to something beyond like what it is that you were already thinking about, and maybe things that you like already. It's really loud. I'm almost certain you can hear that. They're not even going that fast. They're not even going that fast. Anyway, but it opens your mind up to like more options and opportunities and things that you might not have been looking at, because like I said, the reticular activating system is the next part we're going to be talking about. That the reticular activating system is shaped by these things, shaped by these different steps that you have taken. The shadow self integrating it believe that you are worthy now. You feel not just, I'm not saying you have to do these things in exact order, but they need to happen. They just need to, I mean, if you want to feel whole, you want to feel good, you want to like have the best life, these are the things that I recommend that you do. Because as humans, we want certainty. As humans, we like concrete things, but when we work to realize that the only certainty we have is change and death, we gonna just change and change and change until we die. And if when you realize that and when you have that mindset, I'm not saying like be fearful of death every single day. No, embrace it, because you just know that one, there's an end, and at the same time, you also know that it's the end of this existence, not the end of everything. I believe in reincarnation, so there's a whole nother level to that. But you can go check that out. I'll put that up here, the link to the death video if you're interested in that. But everything's always gonna be changing, and so and then also knowing that it's going to end, like you want to take those steps every single day to like have the best life, instead of being like, oh my god, I'm afraid, I don't want to do this thing, I don't want to. No, like take the steps, do the thing, because you never know what's going to happen. It could work out so well, but you will never know until you do the thing and work, even if you're afraid, and take those little baby steps even when you're afraid, and then let go of the attachment, because you don't want to like get so wrapped up in it that when you do get the blessing, you're like not even satisfied. You're not satisfied with the blessing, and it gave you exactly. You're not. Come on. I'm not saying like you can't like eventually want more, because as humans we want more. Like we're kind of greedy in that way, where we want more and we want more and we want more. But there's also a spectrum to that. Like we could talk about physical things, we can talk about spiritual things, we can talk about whatever the fuck. There's like metaphysical, like there's all kinds of different things that we want, right? But not having like specific outcomes or not having specific expectations really helps us to not like get in the gimme 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 mindset, and more of the I'm just so grateful to fucking be alive mindset. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. Whoa! Oh, I feel like this episode. I keep calling these episodes. Maybe they should be episodes. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll figure it out. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So we're going to be talking about the practical application of all of these things, and the reticulating. Reticulating? Oh my gosh, it's reticular. Why do I keep saying that? Reticular activating system. Yes. So now we have a foundation, right? We have this foundation where we're just kind of like, in a way, floating through time and space, like, okay, I'm just existing. This is cool. kind of like that. I kind of like that. I kind of like just being, this is nice, because you get to see all kinds of other things happening around you. Be really grateful of things that are happening. It's a great way to like exist. I think so. It's how I live. Anyway, so now that like we have this foundation, how do we prime our brain? Like, how do we like really step into that manifestation power, right? So once we've worked through, or at least are we not we it's not okay, and these things that we're working through, like, okay, I should have been more specific. These things that we're working through are not concrete. Like, it's not like you work through it and then it's over. No, 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 no. Everything I talk about on this channel, none of these things are like one and done. All of these things are what you should be working on throughout your entire life. You will always be changing. There will always be a different thing. There will always be a different level. If you like video games, it's just like that. Once you level up, you get to the next boss. There is another boss at the end of all the challenges. And when you get through that boss, there's another set of challenges. And then there's a bigger boss. And you just keep going. And that's just how life is. I'm not saying like it's a fucking struggle. No, it is not a fucking struggle. Sometimes it is. Sometimes life is a struggle. But when you get to a point where you're satisfied with yourself, and even though you are dealing with those struggles, you know that within yourself, you are whole, you are yourself, you are loved, you love yourself, you care for yourself, you show up for yourself in the ways that you need emotionally, physically, spiritually. If you show up for yourself in that way, you know that you are solid, that nothing else can really shake you. So when you do get to these higher levels of the game of life, you realize that you can get through it, and that's not something that will defeat you. If anything, it's something that's going to teach you a lesson. Even if you do feel defeated, even if you're like, fuck, I still got to learn that lesson again, because you haven't quite learned it yet. And that's why if you experience the same shit over and over and over again, i.e. a relationship, a specific job, like you leave a job because it was shitty, horrible, you go to a different job, it's basically the same exact people, the same exact shit, the same exact, and the same thing for like dating. You date the same different person, different font, same fucking shit every single time. You're learning a lesson. You're not quite you're not quite learned it yet. But I'm just saying, like, even in those situations, like, like, okay, I see what's going on. I feel for myself. I was looking at the moon. I love her. She's my muse. But you 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 look at life from a different perspective, and that opens you up to set up this clarity, because this clarity right here, right? Because when you're looking at that different perspective through a different lens, a lens of I am whole, I am me, and I also like will take the necessary steps to achieve to achieve my dreams and goals. And even if I'm scared, I will still continue. But also in that same breath, realizing that the things that I want to achieve and accomplish, the goals that I have, they might not look exactly the way that I've envisioned them. They might not look exactly the way that I hope that they would, but I know that that belief, the universe has my back. The universe will help me regardless of how I feel, regardless of what's going on in my external circumstances, regardless of how much money I have, regardless of how many friends I have, regardless of whether or not my family is with me or not, regardless of whether or not I've literally just lost everything in a house fire. And like shit, like stuff, things of this, like, that the universe is going to help you through this, because when you lose something, the universe is going to give it back. It's like it's almost like a vacuum. Like if you in a vacuum seal, or the vacuum of space, you get sucked out. If there's an empty space, like, something's going to go in there and take that space. In our bodies do the same thing. In a gastric bypass, I think, a gastric bypass, where they take out a portion of the intestines. I believe. I might be completely wrong, but literally a thing where they take out a piece of like the intestine, and then they put the intestines back in the body. And when they do that, the intestines will like take a different shape. Like, they'll literally fill in the spot, like, or another organ will fill in the spot where that part of the intestine is gone. And like that's just like a really random. I mean, but our bodies even do it. So like, if there's something there, something's gonna take the space. Like we're living in this space where there's air, right? Like in my hand, like there's air in here, and if I put water in here, then the air will leave. But if I take the water out and if I drain the water out, then the air will take back into space. Like something's always going to take up the space of something else. So just know that, and also know that the thing that might take the space, it all depends on your mindset. Because if you're focused on negative shit, then more negative shit will just pour into that space. That's one of the most, because again, this life is duality. There's always duality, and you have to be you gotta be not on your toes, but you gotta be like on it when it comes to your health, your mental health, your spiritual health, all of that stuff. Because when you slip into that darkness, it just opens up more opportunities for more darkness. And not saying darkness is bad, but I'm just saying like in like a general sense, like for more negativity to come into your life. I should have just said that instead of darkness, because I believe dark is full of all kinds of amazing things. I like darkness. I like the nighttime. But yeah, you got to get like super clear about your desired results. So like knowing what you want. So sorry, let me bring it back. I think that was a rabbit trail, but we're talking about the reticular activating system. The reticular activating system, you gotta prime it. You gotta prime it by being really specific. Like, I want this. I want it to look like this. Like, I want it to be. I mean, like, you gotta be specific. And I know that gets tied up on specific outcomes, but we get tied up on the specific, emotional response that we have towards the stimuli, the expectation. That's what we focus on here. So take the time to sit down and write down exactly what it is you want. Like, how does it make you feel? And we gonna focus on how it makes us feel, because again, like I said, we can provide those feelings to ourselves, and once we realize, okay, we really don't need that thing, that's when the thing comes. Better than, or exactly the way we hoped it would. I don't really believe the universe is gonna give you anything less than what you expect. I've never, like, I've always been like, oh, I wish I had some stuff, some of this, some of that, whatever, and then I get it, and then like also this on top of that and that and that. It's like, here you go, girl. Here's all this shit. There you go. You wanted it? Here you go. So, that's, like I said, good thing to think about. Get very specific. And then the second part is like, you're focusing on the emotions section of like the desired result you want. There's a bird over here somewhere, and I don't know where it is, but I heard it. Yeah, so you want to focus on like the emotion. Like, what do you want to feel? You want to feel joy for your freedom, security. You want to feel safe. You want to feel does this outcome, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel loved? Does it make you feel connected? Does it make you feel peace? Like, does it give you ease, fulfillment, those types of things? I know I said that earlier, but fulfillment specifically. But yeah, what is it? How does it make you feel? And then when you focus on that, like I said, you're focusing on that. It floods your brain with like the neurochemicals that reinforce that pathway. So like, you're like, oh, I want this thing. And then when you focus on that, when you keep focusing, so think of it like this. So when you I gotta come up with an example that a lot of people are gonna know, because I feel like I'm gonna say something and it doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm assuming a lot of people have either like played with sand or dirt, right? And water. So when you play with those things with sand and dirt, like, they usually just collapse. But if you have enough of it piled together, and you keep like building it and building it and building it with the water, not with the water, without the water, for dirt or sand, it'll become stronger and more resistant to the water if you pour water on it, right? The same thing, and like it's like it reinforces it so that it doesn't break down fast. So that it's not like, because if you make a little tiny thin wall of sand or like dirt and you pour water on it, it's just gonna, it's like it was never there. So the same thing happens kind of in your brain, where it like creates like chords. Like another way, because like it's neural pathways. The neural pathways are kind of like chords, like lines, like string. And I don't know if you've ever looked at a string specifically, but it's not usually one fiber. It's a bunch of fibers woven together or like wrapped together, wrapped together, just like a rope. And the more wrappings or the more reinforcement it has, the stronger it is, and the more weight it can hold. Similar in our brains, but when it gets more thicker, the more stronger that connection is. So it's better, it's easier for our brains to immediately go, okay, I want this, okay, I want this, instead of being like, oh, I have to, like, focusing on another pattern. So like it I want to describe it in neuroscience terms. All right, so basically what happens is you have a neural pathway from one neuron to another neuron, and the pathway, if I remember correctly, is called, my brain just completely just didn't want to like say that, is mylar. I think it's a mylar layer, or yeah, I think, if it's not right, I'll put it there. It's a lot. It's basically a pathway. It's like, if it's like a building block between the two, and then when you start to make those connections, like you start to think about something a specific way. So like, let's say, like, a good example, let's say you're building a new habit. When you build a new habit, it's the same thing. You have the thing that makes a connection. The first time, it's kind of weak. You don't really know exactly what you're doing, but once you start doing the thing, it's easier and easier for you to like do the thing, like muscle memory, or let's say like maybe you work with like numbers all the time, and certain calculations, like they're weird calculations, you know what I mean? But it took you like, once you just see it all the time, you're like, okay, I know this is this. That fast recognition, that fast response to the external stimuli that like makes you do the or you have to do the thing in order to accomplish the complete to accomplish the outcome. That quick response, that is a strong neural pathway. That is something that is um built up, and it's insulated. The mylar is like insulated in this insulation, and the thicker the insulation is, the more dense the connection is. So like the probably, I don't know, I hope you guys brush your teeth. When you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, I gotta brush my teeth, that's a strong connection. Like, you wake up, I go to the bathroom and then I brush my teeth and all that. But I wake up, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, and then while I'm brushing my teeth, like, that's something that I just do every day. Like, it's a habit. And if I were to stop doing that, it would be kind of hard for me to break the habit, because I remember one time I forgot to brush my teeth in the middle, like, and like I just completely forgot. And in the middle of the day, I was like, oh shit, and I fucking brushed my teeth. But I brush my teeth twice a day, I promise. But yeah, but things of that nature. I hope that made sense. I don't, like, I wish I had like a physical. I could use this grass, but it would take some time to like. Actually, hold on. This is not grass. Okay, so we got this grass. The connection, the emotional connection, right? We're just gonna call this the emotional connection in our brains. Sorry, Bear. And also, this has to do with the reticular activating system. So, when we have I'm just gonna make, this is a small one. We have one connection, and it's fairly small, right? And then let's say like you decide that you don't want to do the thing anymore. It's like it's easy to break this. It's easy to like not deal with that anymore. It's in two pieces. Like, there's no connection. It's broken. But if you're doing something constantly all the time, let's twist these together, and it's a thicker piece, right? It's thicker than it was before, and it's like it's harder. Ignore that. It's harder to break. Like, I can't break it as easy as earlier. Like, I gotta really pull. It's not just like to break it. It's just stronger, and then with each stronger connection, let's say this is something you've been doing your whole life. You know what I mean? You can't break this that easy. Like, this is not something easy to break. And if you've been doing something your whole life, like, to break it down, like, you gotta, like, break it down, wear it down, make it thinner until, like, you can break that thing, that habit. That's why when people have been smoking or like doing drugs for such a long time, except meth, that's an exception to the rule. But if you've been doing something like that for such a long time, it's very hard to break those things because the connection is so fucking tough, so big, so strong, that in order to break it, it requires incredible strength, incredible resilience. So when you see somebody who's like, I've been sober for X amount of time, fucking congratulate them. And if you're one of those people, goddamn congratulations, because you've gone through so much and you've done it. I'm so proud of you. But we're here making some good habits now. So we can manifest what we want. I feel like I explained that for way too long, but I just, I don't know. I like examples, and I wanted to be really specific. So yeah, so when you sit there and you feel how the emotions, or like you visualize like how the thing is, and then how you feel when you're doing the thing, or you're experience the thing, or you're in that experience, then you're able to create that stronger neural pathway, so that your brain, this is where the reticular activating system comes in. Your brain starts to look for those things that bring you that emotion, that bring you what it is that you desire. See, your brain is such a magical fucking thing. If you believe something, it's gonna filter out everything that like discredits that. Like you, it's just like going on Google and typing in "is coffee good," and it's gonna like tell you coffee's amazing, coffee's good for your heart, and then you type in "is coffee bad," and be like, yeah, coffee's awful, coffee destroys. Like, the duality is here, and our brains are just like a search engine. They're not gonna look for anything that you didn't give it. If you didn't tell your brain, like like it, let's say you're looking for your headphones, and you're like going through you're going through your room or your car or your bag or whatever, and you're looking for your headphones. Like, let's say you got like small headphones, not big headphones. And you're looking for your headphones. That's not, and you find them, and then someone's like, "Hey, did you see my my pack of gum?" And you'd be like, I wasn't looking for a pack of gum. I was looking for headphones. Same thing. Like, you're not looking for that other thing. So it's really important to get real specific and to visualize and to like think about what it is that you want regularly, as often as possible. Honestly, whenever you have downtime and you're just like, think about that thing that you want. Think about how it makes you feel. Think about how you want to feel when that thing shows up in your life. And that will bring you closer to actualizing that manifestation in real life. And again, also getting you closer to not really needing it, and being okay with not needing it and not having it, because you don't need it. I mean, honestly, if we're going to be honest, you don't need any you don't need anything but yourself. But it is nice to have these other things to help expand, and also to help us reach our goals, reach our desires, and things of that nature. So understand that having understand that back it up. Beep beep. Yeah, building that connection, being able to like realize that that thing that you are able to embody those emotions, and of that nature, like have gratitude for yourself. Like, just like I had earlier when I realized that I didn't sweat like crazy the other day when I was talking. I talked to like I think I talked to like 7 people. So and I didn't sweat when I talked, except for one. Like I said, it was hot in that room, but I always, it was great. I was so proud of myself, and have gratitude. Like, be grateful that your what you are what you want to manifest is coming. And also realize that when you have gratitude, it puts you in a state to receive. It puts you in a state of open arms and accepting. When you're grateful for things, I don't know if you've ever met anybody who's just like grateful constantly, always like, oh my god, thank you. And they're like, I'm not talking about like bullshit or grateful people who are like, oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm talking about people who are genuinely actually like, oh my god, thank you so much. I appreciate this. Like, this is that opens you up to receive. That opens you up to more, because the gratefulness, it's a signal. It's a very high frequency on the chart of frequencies. I one of these days I'm going to break that down, and we're going to talk about it, because I don't know much about it and I would love to break it down. um Eventually I'll know more, but for right now, this is what we're talking about. On the gratitude chart, the chart on the frequency for like emotions and things, gratitude's up there. It's like damn near. I think it's like damn near close to love, which is the highest frequency that we have. Um, and like emotional frequency, not like visual audio frequencies. More like an electro current frequency, but technically everything's electricity. Not electricity, but energy. I don't know. Okay, I'm a philosopher. But anyway, yeah, when you open that like gratitude up, like open that gratitude channel, you open yourself up to more because the creators like, oh my gosh, like they're grateful, like they're like actually want this thing. I'm gonna give them more of it. It's it's kind of like that stereotypical dad. Oh, I bought you some oranges, and you're like, oh yeah, I really like these oranges, and they're like, oh, you like those oranges? The next day you wake up and like the whole fridge is full of oranges, and you're like, I said I liked them. I didn't say I wanted the whole fucking fridge full of oranges. Or maybe you are excited about the orange be full of oranges, the fridge to be full of fridge the fridge should be full of oranges. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. I don't put my oranges in the fridge, to be honest. I keep them on the thing, but and say you keep them in there. But you know, like that's a dad thing to do. But also at the same time, like the universe wants to do that for you. They'll be like, oh, you like that. I want to give you more. Like you really enjoy that. I want to give you more. I want to see you happy. I want to see you smile. I want to see you enjoy yourself. I want to see you live your life. Like the universe is not out here to make you fucking miserable. Like if anyone tells you that God, the universe, creator, like source is out here to make you miserable, do not listen to those people, specifically about that topic, because that is not true. That is not true. And I want you to know that deep down, it's not true. It's really not. Like they want you to be happy. They want you to be grateful. They want you to enjoy life. They want you to have all the experiences that you're meant to have, because everything that's meant for you will find you. And if you focus on that emotion, the things that you want, you might get more blessings. You might not just get one manifestation. You might get multiple manifestations because you are so focused on how you want to feel and the intention behind it, not about the actual object of itself, because you are grateful for who you are and where you are and what you have done. And you're not focused on that next thing. You're focused on how you can have that feeling and emotion now rather than having that thing provided for you, because anyone could take that thing away. Like why would I want to give you something if someone can easily take it away from you and like you'll never have it again. Like if I'm gonna give you something, I want to give you something that you really love and you really want to hold on to, not like something that you're just like it is what it is. Like you know what I mean? Like blessings. I'm talking about blessings, and I said I meant to say the creator. No, I meant to say I because what I'm saying, like when I give gifts, that's me. That's that I like to give gifts every now. I'm not like a crazy gift giver, but I like to give gifts. Specifically gifts that people really love and really cherish. Like seriously, I like to make stuff for people. Okay, all right. So yes, the gratitude is really important for this manifestation. And for the conclusion, we're living in flow. Now that we've gotten to this last bit, we're living in flow because when we are able to manifest, and I'm not saying like manifesting is like the end all be all, like you have to be able to manifest in order to have a good like life. Like that's not the case. You have a good quality of life depending on how you show up for yourself and how you show up for your life. And this is getting really dark, which is crazy because it's not that dark out here. I think the screen itself is dark. Give me a second. Yeah, it's the screen itself. Okay, it is getting dark though. Yeah, so when you're able to like do these things, accept yourself, move even when you're scared, and to release the expectation but like latch on to the emotional fulfillment and the emotional yeah, the emotional fulfillment, then you're going to be able to manifest so easily. It's not because it's not just thinking about the thing and you get the thing. It's more than that. and also being grateful for where you are and like for the thing that you are, you're calling in for. You're grateful that it's already here. You're grateful that it's already happened. Like you're in a spot where you're like, I already know this is going to happen. Just like I said, like I feel like I'm going to talk to somebody soon who believes in me, who wants to see like me do more and wants to like help grow a mindful adventure. I truly believe that. And I have certainty. And that's another thing, is like having certainty that it's gonna work out, that it's gonna be okay, that everything's gonna work for you. I just see there's like a little, it's almost like a little heart right here in the tree. And I see that for me, it's a sign from the universe that like they love me and that I'm loved and that I am doing what I need to be doing. So that's just so beautiful. I can't believe I just didn't even see that until just now. So yeah, like like we also talked about worthiness too. I think I'll put that, also link that too. Your inherent birthright, you are worthy. Like you are worthy of what you desire. You're worthy of all the good things. And knowing that you're worthy and like knowing that, because like I said, working on your shadow self is a part of working on your worthiness. Oh my gosh. There was another bright shooting star. Okay, you guys, yo, the universe is showing out for me right now. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, I really need to go because this is the end, but and it's getting dark. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, this is like such a long closeout. Basically, I just want you guys to know that you are in control of how you want to feel. And when you don't attach yourself to a specific outcome and when you like let that be and you just instead focus on how you want to feel and how you want to be, then that's like the biggest hack. Like you're going to be able to call in what it is that you want, because eventually you're going to get to a point where you're like, I don't really need that because I'm able to provide these things for myself. Then the universe is going to show up and be like, hey, here you go. Hear that thing, you want it? Have fun, and be grateful. Be grateful when you experience that thing, because like I said, it might not look exactly the way that you want it to look or exactly the way that you want it to be, but when you get it, like you're gonna have that emotional fulfillment. You're gonna have that, what it is that you really truly want, set out to want. So I'm just excited for you guys to manifest. I'm excited for you guys to use this information and like to get the things that you want, and also like fulfill yourself like fundamentally, and be grateful for yourself and who you are and where you've come, and what you're becoming, because you are a beautiful, amazing, powerful, energetic being that is just able to make things almost out of nothing. Like, what are we talking about? I just started off with that. We're ending with that. I love you guys so much, and I just want you guys to have the best possible life. I want to thrive with you guys. I want to thrive, and I want you guys to thrive. We should be thriving together. Like, ain't I don't want to struggle. I'm pretty sure you don't want to struggle. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm here doing. That's why we're doing this. And I just want to ask you guys a question before we leave, because again, it's getting dark and this is the end of the video. Um, so like, off of, based off of the formula and the things that we've been talking about, like, what is one thing you're going to intentionally manifest now that like something that you can like really work on and really be like, I'm manifesting this, and not just like having it happen. Because some people, right, they just do this intentionally, that not intentionally, unintentionally. Like they'll be like, I wanted this thing and it showed up in my life, but that's because they, detached from the outcome. They're like, they're accepting them, like all of these things that, they don't really know. So if you manifested before and you didn't know, now you know, right? And of course, like I said, check out the blog post down below if you want more specifics and more like actual scientific things and people and names, and you want to do the research and stuff. All that is gonna be in the article. All right, I love you guys so very much. I truly do. And seriously, tell me what you guys like, what you're intentionally manifesting this week. I love you guys. I love all the people that watch this stuff. I love you guys comment. I like that. I like it. All right, see you guys next week for next month for what is it? Oh my god, I said what it was earlier. Next month is free will month. So we'll be talking about free will and also how that pertains to New Year's resolutions, because New Year's resolutions are coming around. A lot of people are like, what do I do next year? I'm here to help you guys do that. I'm here to help you guys out with that. So yeah, I love you guys so very much. I hope that you guys, like I said, have a great rest of your 24 hours wherever you are on your 24-hour scale. And I just love you guys so very much. Bye!